Hello. I thought I'd make a video. I'm down lower level. It is here down the lower level. It is August the 15th, 2024. It is 10:03 at night. Usually I don't make videos at night because I get wired and I get overstimulated mentally and I have a hard time falling asleep. But I thought what I would do is I usually don't go to bed until around 11, 10 after 11. I've been reading the Glastonbury romance by John Cowper Powys. I've been reading the collected stories of Mavis, Gallant. Yeah, I've read, I don't know how many stories. I've been reading this. I've read, I don't know how many stories. Let me see. I read The Muslim Wife, The Four Seasons, The Fenton Child, The Other Paris, Across the Bridge, which was 1993. I didn't know these had dates on them. And the next one I'm supposed to read is The Latecomer, 1974. This is the 50s. The stories are broke down by years. You have the 30s and the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s and 90s. So I've been reading that. And I thought what I'd make, I have over here, you'll see, I'll show you. These are the books I got today at a library used book sale in Hudsonville, and I will show these in future videos. I also got these from thrift stores last week, so I have a lot of books. Of course, you've seen the bookcases and the books here and books here and books here. Down there, seen all the books in this room. There's a lot of books in the back. So, and what I've been reading, also I got a book in the mail. Yesterday was my birthday, August the 14th, and I used that money to buy volumes 4 and 5 of this series. It's like memoirs, Poets, Apprentice, Book 3, 1981. And I've shown you these. I have Book 1 and Book 2, and then I bought Book 3. I got, was it this week or last week? And I've been reading it. And then I decided to use our daughter Beth and Andy and our grandkids there in Denver sent me an Amazon gift card. And I bought volumes 4 and 5. That's he's kind of self-published. You can see they're kind of self-published, these. But what got me into these, it says The Poet's Apprentice at the Jack Kerouac School of Disembodied Poetics, Book 3, 1981. And what they are, this one is like written like a memoir, but it has notes or quotes from the classes that he took when he was at the Jack Kerouac School of Disembodied Poetics. And he also was an assistant, one of the assistants to Allen Ginsberg, the poet Allen Ginsberg. And it's just really interesting because he went there as a young man to be a poet, a writer. And it's about writing, about being a poet, being a writer, being around these poets like Allen Ginsberg, also William Burroughs, Gregory Corso, Barbara Bash, and also he was an archivist at Naropa, and He was an archivist, and he transcribed the lectures of Allen Ginsberg, which I think I have some in the back room of my Allen Ginsberg collection. But also, you can go to Naropa and find MP3 recordings of the lectures of Allen Ginsberg and these people, which I've done. But I was reading this one tonight for nonfiction, and since today was kind of a busy day because we went to Hudsonville this morning we left around here 8:20. We picked up our granddaughter Josie. She wanted to go with us, and we met one of Carol's cousins in Hudsonville, who doesn't come to Holland. Her husband is weak and has medical problems. So we met up with one of Carol's cousins at a coffee shop in Hudsonville before going to the used book sale at the Hudsonville Library, which started at 10 o'clock. And I got a lot of books. You can see them over there. I got a lot of books. And so we went there, and I found a lot of history, which I didn't see that many biographies. But when we come in, I first saw history. So that's what I gravitated towards, because biography was in another section of the room. The book sale was in a big room down the lower level, like a basement. And I went through all the history, and I found a lot of that. And then I looked at art, and then I looked at fiction and intermixed, and then right by fiction was a biography section. But yeah, I got a lot of books, probably about 25. And then before we headed home, we went to Zeeland to get sunflower seeds for our birds. We feed birds. And I needed to get a 50-pound bag of sunflower seeds for the birds. And then there's a Goodwill there. And we went to Goodwill, and I bought these books, even though I have them already in my collection. But I collect these, and I thought I'd just show them to you since I got the whole collection out. I collect the writings of Tom Robbins. As you all know, I've shown you, I read a couple of years ago another Roadside Attraction by Tom Robbins. This is a copy I brought with me. No, I don't think I got this one. I must have got it. I don't know when I got it, but I read this a couple of years ago. When I was in high school, this was first published in 1971, this copyright. He also wrote Cowgirl, Even the Cowgirls Get the Blues by Tom Robbins. This one came out in, what year was this one? 1976. And then he came out with Tom Robbins' Jitterbug Perfume. And this one was published in 1984. So, but I found these are copies. Another Roadside Attraction. See, there's two different covers. This is a different cover I found today. I read this one. It says here on the back, another Roadside Attraction. What if the second coming didn't quite come off as advertised? What if the corpse on display in that funky roadside zoo is really who they say it is? What does that portend for the future of Western civilization? And what if a young clairvoyant named Amanda reestablishes the flea circus as a popular entertainment and fertility worship as the principal religious form of our high-tech age? Another roadside attraction answers those questions and a lot more. It tells us, for example, what the 60s were truly all about. Not about reporting on psychedelic decade, but by recreating it from the inside out. In the process, the stunningly original serial comic thriller is fully capable of simultaneously eating a literary hot dog and eroding the borders of the mind. Yeah, and then I had found this one a couple of weeks ago, Villa Incognito by Tom Robbins. Says here, perhaps the greatest book from Robbins, plasmamorical, richly layered, utterly hilarious, unexpectedly poignant. This one came out in 2013. So I have a bunch of them. Half Asleep in Frog Pajamas. I found another copy of this today. This one came out in 1994. So I got a bunch of them. Fierce Invalids, Home from the Hot Climates. I have a couple of copies of this one. See, now I have 2 copies of it. Yeah, I collect them. I don't know. It goes me back to the 60s. The Jitterbug Perfume. I think I showed you that one. No, I don't. I have 2 copies of that one. Tom Robbins, the Jitterbug Perfume. The Jitterbug Perfume. I have another one of Village Incognito. So I have one hardback and one paperback. There's a photo of him, Tom Robbins. I think he passed away. I'm not sure. And then Skinny Legs and All. I think I have 2 copies of that one too. This one I got today, this is an older one, but this is a newer one. And then I got also two copies of Half Asleep in Frog Pajamas. These I haven't read. This one is a really hard one to find. What really bothers me about this one, Tom Robbins, Still Life, Woodpecker, I saw at a Salvation Army last year a hardback used copy of this, and I didn't buy it, and I keep punishing myself. I should have bought it, and I didn't. I don't know why. Sometimes you see a book, and you think, oh, I should buy it, even though I have a copy of it, and you don't, and then you regret it. So that's why I started buying every time I see a Tom Robbins, I buy them because I regret it. But this is ones I've rarely seen. Still Life with a Woodpecker by Tom Robbins. And I also have another copy of, I have 3 copies of Village Incognito. 2 paperbacks and 1 hardback. And then I have his memoirs. This I found at a local thrift store, Tibetan Peach Pie, a true account of an imaginative life. And this is an autobiography by Tom Robbins. I've only seen it. I used to have a paperback of this, but I don't have it anymore. I don't know where it went. So that's my Tom Robbins collection right there. I don't know. But I really enjoyed reading the Roadside, another roadside attraction. I was really For many years, I didn't read Tom Robbins because I thought, oh, he's kind of fluffy. He's kind of just meaty, just kind of light reading. But I was really impressed by the writing of this. And I want to read the Cowgirls Get the Blues. I think I might have read this, but I can't remember. So yeah, I got that. Been reading the collected stories, Mavis, Gallant. Oh, here's Even Cowgirls Get the Blues. I must have 2 of those. Yeah, I got 2 copies. Even Cowgirls Get the Blues. I think this is the one I had when I came to Michigan. This one I must have found here in Michigan. This one I brought with me from California. This one came. This is one I had with me when I drove across the country in 1978 to go to Reformed Bible College. Yeah. About it in 1977. Anyway, I'm not really sure. My memory is getting kind of... But I've been reading, and I really like this Randy Rourke because they're journals, personal journals, even though he does mention in the introductions that there's editing. He had to narrow it down to about 300 pages. So I ordered with my birthday money volumes 4 and 5, which I was supposed to get on August 19th. So yeah, on my birthday, we went out for dinner. This restaurant we went to on the 14th evening, you get 72% off. Because I'm 72 years old. If you can show your license that you are actually, that was your day of your birthday, they give 72% off your meal, my meal. And it was a steakhouse. And usually I don't eat meat. We don't eat a lot of meat. Practically nothing really, except maybe chicken or brats or hot dogs or hamburgers. But rarely do we have steak. For one thing, my wife finds it hard to cook them. Now maybe our son down the street, he'll cook. I don't know if he's ever cooked steaks. Anyway, I had a steak and we saved $15. Also at that meal was our son Caleb and his wife Emily and Josie and Cora. Of course, Carol was there. And then I went across the street and I bought a book. Yeah, after the restaurant, right across the street was a Goodwill. Of course, I had to go there because it's a thrift store, and I bought A Future is History, How Totalitarianism Reclaimed Russia by Masha, Gessen. So I got this right after we had a steak dinner at, it was, I can't remember now, Crazy Horse Steakhouse. So I got that. After we had our meal, I went across we drove across the street to Goodwill, North Side, and I looked at the books and I got this one. So today, yeah, we went to Hudsonville Public Library, bought a lot of books, found a lot of history, biography, a book on Freud, literary criticism, all kinds of assorted books that I will show in the future videos. I just thought I'd show you my Tom Robbins collection. I also found a hardback of this book. I found the other day I went to thrift stores nearby and I read this book, The Lunar Men, The Friends Who Made the Future by Jenny Uglow. I read this a couple of years ago and I found a perfect hardback copy of this for $2. The Lunar Men, The 5 Friends Whose Curiosity Changed the World by Jenny Uglow. So I have a double, which I'll put in my car in the box of doubles. But I was really pleased to find it doesn't even look red. It looks in perfect condition. not marked, perfect condition. I really enjoy her biographies. And this one, she wrote a biography in Hogarth. I have that one also in my library. So I found a hardback of this, and I read the paperback, which I really enjoyed. This came out in 2002. So I found a hardback. Perfect condition. So I'm always finding books and reading and writing and dreaming. And so tomorrow's a Friday. I thought about doing a Friday reads. I still might do that. Carol and the granddaughters are going to her church, the full church bulletins, and the evening there's a church picnic. So I don't know. Maybe Sunday I'll make a video. I don't know. So I suppose I'll close to write my... Somebody asked me what I write in my composition book at night. I just write about what I'm going to read before I go to bed and what I'm going to do in the morning. I don't really write anything in depth. I really don't write anything in depth because my life is very simple. I read, I write, I eat, I sleep, I talk. I get up, I go to bed, I pray, seek the Lord. And, life just goes by like a flash, like a blink of an eye. And so I know I have to keep my eyes focused on Jesus as I go through my days. So I do thank you for your comments. I respond to the comments tonight. And I look at my comments at least every day. And so I thank you for the happy birthdays. Do pray you have a good reading weekend. Do pray you're all doing well. Tonight it's raining. We were supposed to have a block party, a neighborhood block party, but it was rained out. So yeah, I really enjoy reading the poet's Apprentice. I read volumes 1 and 2. I got volume 3. I'll get volumes 4 and 5, which I think completes it. That series, he's written other books. He wrote he wrote example San Francisco Notebook. He wrote about his travels over to Europe and the South Seas. But the 5 volumes on the Poet's Apprentice covers his years studying at the Jack Kerouac School of Disembodied Poetics. That's why I got it, because he sat with classes with the Beats and with poets like Annie Woolman and Allen Ginsberg and Gary Snyder and other people like that. Anyway, I'm rambling. I hope you have a good night. Thank you for subscribing. Have a good reading weekend. And until next time, bye.